Hello guys, we are live, and if you're not live, if you're not here live with me, skip ahead a few. I'm gonna wait for a few people. It's kind of late tonight. I don't know what time it is. I think it's 10 o'clock. So 10, 11, 12, 1. So for my East Coast ladies or gentlemen, it's probably about 1 a.m., right? I think so. Tell me what time it is for you. Hi, Maggie. Yay, I can see comments. I can see comments. Hello, Jenny, right? Jenny Nagy. Hi, Sandy. You are a night owl, aren't you? Hi, Little Crafts Creations. I'm excited to share some things with you guys. Just talk a little bit about kind of how I come up with, or how I decide on what pages that I put into my junk journals. And just a little disclaimer, this isn't something that I follow all the time. A lot of times I'm not thinking about what I'm doing when I'm putting the junk journals together. I don't like to overthink them, but I have found that I kind of follow this formula that I'll share with you without really even thinking about it. It's just like natural. This is just what I always do. And of course it's going to change if the book is bigger than a typical journal for me or smaller. And yeah, I don't know. I just came up with it. It works good for me. And so I feel like there was something else I wanted to mention. So my favorite size of junk journals to make is somewhere around 6 by 8 or 5.5 by 8, somewhere around there. I like that because it is close to the size that you would have if you took a letter size paper and folded it in half. Maybe that's a little bit bigger, but yeah, it's just a good size. And I actually have one here that I'm working on tonight, and I was pulling the papers for it, so I was like, why don't I just show you guys what I do. Now, I've mentioned how I do this in my formula several times, so you may have already heard it if you watch a lot of my videos or if you remember. So it might be a little repetitive, but again, I just wanted to have a video where I had the title, where this was the main thing we were talking about, so that when I finally get my junk journal tutorial up, I can direct people here when I'm saying, like, here are the pages to my books. If you want to find out how I chose these, go here. You know what I'm saying? So, hi Brenda, and oh, Sandy. Yeah. Oh, you want to see those? Okay, I'll go grab them. Hi Scrappy Stamper. I'm gonna go show you guys a sneak peek, because nothing's a sneak peek around here, because I show you guys all the time. Oh, well, I am happy that you're here. I'm going to go grab some journals real quick that I just made today. I just got done putting my son to bed, and it's pretty late, but it's, a summer night. Sorry, grab one more. And he likes me to sing him to sleep. I didn't sing him until he fell asleep, but I have the song stuck in my head now. Okay, so Sandy was wanting to get a peek of the journals that I gave a sneak peek of on my Instagram. Oh, it's midnight for you. I think someone else said it was 6. I'm wondering if that's 6 a.m. Must be. Okay, these are probably not complete. No, they're not done actually, but here is one. So I just have it kind of started. I guess I do have the book corners. You can see I have pages in here, but they are not sewn in yet. They're just simply cut down to size. Oh wow, that's so crazy. It's 2:30 on a Saturday in Adelaide. I was trying to see if my husband was listening. So yeah, there is that one. I like the colors too. I randomly chose them, and I was like, these colors are not gonna go together, but yeah, I like them together. And it's not perfect. I made a post on Instagram talking about how, just let go of that urge to be perfect in your crafting. And I know some people really like perfectionism in their creations and stuff, and I think that's totally fine. But for me, I like to just let loose and not care. Let me show you. You see around the edges, like it's just not perfect, but I like it. I don't really care. So sometimes I say half sentences because I'm reading. Stargazer, you did not come late. I literally just got on. So you know what? I'm jumping around here. I'm going to talk about the pages in just a sec. I totally already got sidetracked because it's your fault, Sandy. There's this one. I'll talk about these more when I do a whole flip through too. And then this one. Oh, I like this one. Hi, Kimmy. Okay, let's talk about what I titled this video. Yes, it's texture paste, and I mixed it with some paint and some spray stuff, like shimmery spray kind of stuff. So, yes, okay. So, here we go. Here I'm going to talk about my formula for the ingredients to my junk journals. Okay. And I'm going to keep reading the comments. So, for some reason, 120 pages works really well in my journals. I usually have a 2.5-inch spine, pretty big, but you know, whatever. Here's one. This is the one that I'm choosing the papers for. So 120 pages. Now I should reiterate here, not the right word, but it sounded good. 120 sides. So it's really 60 pages. Does that make sense? So here we go. So this is one page, but it's really, I consider this 2 pages. That didn't really make sense because I showed you, yeah, whatever. Anyways, so 120 pages. So that means I need to choose 30 full-size pages. I hope that makes sense because you're taking those 30 and you fold them in half. So then you have 60, and then you times that by 2. Because I'm counting each page as a side, okay? So 30 pages, and so what I do is I divide that into 3s, and again, sometimes there might be more or less pages. I don't really overthink it. I divide that into 3, and I like to have 10 pages of scrapbook paper. So when I'm choosing my pages, I know what theme I'm going for. So for instance, this is just a vintage notebook. So I'm just doing a bunch of vintagey papers. So I cannot explain I can't explain like my choosing process more than the numbers. Like, I don't really know if that makes sense. I just choose what I think is going to go. I envision these journals. I think about them all the time. I have ideas in my head. They just come to me. I can't teach that, but so 10 scrapbook papers. Let me just get through this part quick and then I'll go into details. 10 regular coffee dyed papers. Some of them are plain, some of them are graph paper or lined, but 10 coffee dyed blank papers. And then 10 other. And in that category, I include things like bags, manila envelopes, always, I love those, music paper, any type of advertising, or yeah, this is like some advertising type. This is actually a bag, but you know, anything else that I want that's not scrapbook paper or coffee dyed paper. Vellum. So that's it. That's simple, right? And even if you wanted to make a smaller journal and you wanted to try this out, just figure out how many pages you want and divide it into 3. I mean, if you want to try this formula, I think it works well for me. I think it's a really good combination of pages, and especially once everything is decorated and said and done, I just really like the mixture. And again, let's say if I was going to make this 160 pages, then I would need 40 total pages. Again, the numbers aren't important, but so I would just probably include 10 extra pages of, I don't know, like I don't really overthink it. Like I said, there would just be, yeah, anyways. So yes, and I usually do 3 signatures. So yeah, usually it's so hard for me not to go off because I'm like, well, except for this and that, and then I make it really confusing. I am not a good teacher. That's why I get really nervous making tutorials, but So there we go. I can also show you a pile that I have here of things that I have collected for a journal, meaning like the ephemera, the ribbon. I like to collect everything and make a little pile for that theme. But let me go through and see if I missed any questions. Okay, how do you measure your middle pages in these signatures so they don't stick out? Good question. To be honest, I measure everything the same, but I find that when I have this amount of papers and 3 signatures, that the middle pages don't make a huge difference. And to be honest, I like to have different size papers in my books. I don't go for like a perfect mini album style book, so it doesn't bother me if some of the middle pages come out a little further. If it's a big difference, I simply just trim them while I'm putting the book together, because I do not think that far ahead in the process. But I have all different lengths of paper, so sometimes if it is an obvious thing or it's thicker scrapbook paper, maybe I'll just put the pages that were shorter in the middle. Does that make sense? Because yeah, I like to have all different sizes in my book. I'll even show you, I just have my own junk journal here that is June and July. It's complete. I'll do a flip through at some point. But as you can see, there are different sizes, but I like that. And yeah, and there's 3 signatures in this one too, and this one ends up being quite chunky, but I just don't feel like with this amount of papers it makes such a big deal. But I totally know what you mean, and when I have tried to make my signatures thicker, I do find that it's a more obvious thing. So yeah. Oh, funny. I'm glad that you like it. And you know what? Oh, I was gonna say something else, but I don't remember. So yeah, I want to just see if I missed anything else really quick. Trust me, husband, go to jail. He just made a really loud noise. I'm just kidding. I like him. Let's see. Yeah, you do not need to know math, because I am sure that I did not just explain that very good. Yeah. Let's see. Have I done an envelope in the middle? Yes. I've seen these and wonder if the signature is tied inside the envelope. Okay. You are making sense, and I actually do that all the time. Not every time, but I do it all the time. I like having an envelope in the middle because I kind of like when I have like a system that works for me that I always do, so that again I don't have to overthink it because it becomes such a part of my process. So like, for instance, always putting an envelope in the middles of the signatures. It's just something I do, and it takes care of a page. So yes, I do. And so yes, you basically don't put the envelope together until you are done sewing your signatures. And then what I do is I tie the signatures, I tie it off like on the inside of the envelope, and then I adhere everything together, and then it's like kind of hidden. So that is a really nice way if you want to especially hide your binding. Yeah, I love doing that. And did I ever decide to do a video about how others used your junk journals? I would love to, but that would be up to other people. I don't know. Abelie, hello. So happy you're here. Oh, and Sandy, maybe I missed a thing. Because Sandy, she has a channel, Scrap Crafters, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure, I feel like maybe you guys are talking about this, but, so, yeah, I would love to see how people use my junk journals. Sometimes people will send me photos, but that's about it. I think once it gets in their hands, I don't know, you don't think to, like, send pictures to the person that always created it. I don't know. Okay, so we talked about how I come up with the pages that I put inside my journals. So basically what I do is, so now I have my stack of papers. The next thing I would do is cut these all down. I like to have that done. I like to have all of the papers cut down, and then I can kind of just set it inside. Then my next step, I guess I'm kind of going into this a little bit more, is to go through like my entire stash and pull anything that I know I want to use in this book, including down to the lace. I will go through all my lace and figure out how much lace I want to put in the book, and I will measure it to the page, cut it off. So then I end up with this big pile of stuff. This is why I try to do several themed journals at once, because then I can have one pile for 3 journals, you know, and it's a lot less work going through my stash. I don't always make the covers first. I like to, because I feel like the covers take me a long time. I feel like the covers take me, a good portion of it, because there's so many steps to it. Like, you know, since I'm, I don't know, a lot of you know, there's just so many steps to it, and I feel like this is one of the most important pieces of the book is the cover. So I like to make the covers first, but I don't always. Sometimes I might pick my pages first, because maybe I was inspired by a paper pad that I got, and so then I would like be so excited to cut down the pages. So I cut the pages, and then I'm like, oh, I need to make my cover this big, and then I'll go like that. Okay, so there we go. So if you are just hopping on, I kind of just talked about the formula that I use to figure out what pages go inside my junk journals. It's really simple. I usually choose 30 pages and I divide those into thirds, and I have 1/3 of that, so 10 pages are scrapbook paper, 10 pages are like coffee dyed paper, and then 10 other. Oh, you might have missed a lot, but you're still here. So once I've got the pages all cut down and the cover done, like I said, I go through my stash and pick out, and I make a little pile. I have a pile here for a vintage sewing journal, and I'll kind of show you guys some of the things better, just to give you an idea of what types of things I pull. Now, to be honest, this pile is not finished. I don't have all my lace and trims, but I have a good amount of things started. And what was I going to say? Sometimes I will start these piles before I even start the cover or the pages, because sometimes I have so many fun ephemera things, and I'm like, oh, this has to be in a journal. And that's kind of what happened with this sewing journal, because I had a lot of people requesting vintage sewing journals from me, and I was like, I don't know if I can do that, but I've wanted to, so I thought it would be better to make one on my own terms, not for a custom order, but just do it on my own. Amy, hello! Okay, do I use scraps from cutting down the pages for tuck spots and whatnot? Yes, I do. You got it. All of the scraps that I get from cutting the pages down, I set, like, that continues in the same pile, and then that is exactly what I use for journaling cards, tuck spots, everything that you can think of. I feel like I'm talking a lot. Hi, Dana. So how do you determine when enough is enough or too much as far as the little touches throughout? Oh, you are asking the wrong person here, because I don't stop. I decorate my pages quite a bit. Like, to me, I feel like when I go through my final books like 25 times, I'm not even kidding, and I end up putting something on every single page. And think about it, if there's 120 pages, that's a lot of detail. So I don't know. I don't stop myself. I really don't. I go until I'm like, okay, this feels complete. So I don't know. I just go with how I'm feeling, I guess. And now recently I have tried to make some books that were like the half naked versions, or less decorated, and it's just really hard for me. It's just not natural. I like the end result. I think that people can work in those books a lot better, but it's just hard for me because I enjoy decorating the pages. Like, that's my favorite part, probably. Yay, I'm glad that you caught me too. We have talked about a lot so far, but I'm not going yet, so once this video is back up, you can play back through. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some of the things that I have in my pile for my vintage sewing journal. Just to show you some of the things. I have some patterns. I have a couple of these actually, and I figured I will probably use these as pockets. Then the inside I will probably use this as, I'm not sure. I might put it on the pages like decoupage. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure. So we got that. And you'll see just random little pieces as we go too. This is, I don't even know. This was in one of my ephemera packs, I guess. But I'm like, this will be perfect to use in here. Hi Lorraine, I'm glad you caught me too. This was a page, I think I made this in a tutorial. Yeah, I did a tutorial for these Rolodex tuck spots. And I was just like generally making it, and I thought it would go well. I don't know. I felt like the special order would kind of go good with that. So all these random pieces just kind of come together. I got this at Goodwill. It's a book on how to use your Kenmore electric rotary sewing machine. Really cool. And it's just some kind of a little manual kind of thing. Oh, hello, Shimmering Dragonfly Creations. That's okay, the video will play back. Yeah, so I thought that would be really fun. I'm not even sure exactly how I'm going to use it, but I will. My husband picked this up for me at Michael's, so this is stencil, so I'll be able to use this like on the coffee dyed pages probably. And Jenny sent these to me. She's in here. And so I'm really excited because these I showed in, I think, my last video. I didn't realize these were like vintage Barbie. And I think that they will be so cool in this book. I just feel like they really will go. So, let's see. I wonder how those sewing patterns would look for a book cover. That's so funny because I was actually thinking of using it as the cover. That's what I was thinking because you know what? Michael's sells, I saw yesterday or the day before, I saw they were selling, like, it looked like tissue paper, pattern like tissue paper, and I almost bought it. It was like $7, and I was like, I think I can just use my pattern. So I don't know if I'll end up doing that, but yeah, that's funny. We are thinking alike there. Have I ever done wedding journals for someone? No, I haven't, and I would love to do a wedding journal. My mom is actually working on a wedding junk journal that she's going to make at my junk journal class that 2 people are going to. Anyways, and so I'll probably be helping her a bit, and I've just done my own scrapbooking for weddings and stuff. Let's see. Oh, you missed some, but we're still here. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking with the patterns, Mod Podge, or I might use multi-medium matte, whatever it's called. Oh, bad connection. Okay, bye. Oh, your sewing machine broke? Oh my gosh. Do you have, I bought an extended warranty. Okay, bye-bye, Sarah. Okay, sorry, let me go back through. So I just picked this up at Target. It's measuring tape washi, and I actually filmed a shop with me at Target yesterday, and I found some really cool things. Measuring tape ribbon trim. Guys, I can't believe that no one wants to go to my journal class that's here local. I'm bummed, but I actually, to be honest, I'm too busy to like be prepping stuff for a ton of people. So my mom and aunt and I think sister are just gonna come over, and it will just be a fun night, and it'll be more fun because we'll get to do a lot more together. These charms I've been wanting to use forever. I'm not gonna go all the way through here, but Lori, she's on here quite a bit. I don't think she is right now. She reminded me that I had this stamp. I hope you can see this. It's like a dress form, and it's a Tim Holtz. And then I just pulled out this vintage sewing machine, so you can see sometimes I'll even pull out stamps because I will forget to use these things if I don't put it in my pile. Lori also sent me this vellum die cut. Oh, that's a great idea, Lyndall. She says to photocopy the pattern paper onto sturdier paper for the book cover. See, I wouldn't probably do that for the book cover personally. I think that's an awesome idea, but I like the look of the tissue paper and how thin it is. I would just Mod Podge it on, and it would just be like one of the layers. But that's a great idea, and I would probably do that and use it for a book page, and you just may see me doing that, so thank you for the idea. Oh wait, that was just kind of a random thing. I have this little bag of ribbon trims and seam bindings that are vintage. Got that from GT Designs. Some more vintage like buttons and things like that. This is from Michael's. It's like a 3D sticker. I might put this on the front. I don't know. Vintage rickrack stuff. Packaging. Sorry. Vintage buttons. And I think that's about all. And then I do have a bunch of vintage trims and things like that in another spot that I need to go through. So that's all I have so far. Well, minus the papers. Sorry. And I don't have all of the paper that I need yet, but I just went through and picked any papers that have like buttons or, you know, like this kind of thing. So yeah, that is everything there. I feel like I'm being kind of loud and I just put my kid to bed. So let's see. Oh, I would seriously, oh my gosh. You know what, Emily, that's funny because I was actually, when I first was planning the junk journal class, I was thinking, oh, wouldn't it be fun to do some kind of live video? And I was thinking about that, but I kind of feel like I might be all over the place, and I don't know, like we might have some adult beverages, and I don't know, I don't think you guys want to see me kind of drunk off one beer, so or one glass of wine. And Dana, I have actually received 2 junk journals from people, but from Lindsay and from Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventure and Lindsay Zenor. I haven't used them yet because I have received them probably maybe in the last 6 months. Well, Wendy's I just received like last month, but I actually have plans for both. So so far I've just showed how to use the junk journals that I create. So yeah, and like I mentioned, I am completely finished with this junk journal here that was June and July memory keeping, and so I will be filming a flip through of this one tomorrow. I was going to show you a page I did that I thought was kind of fun. I had a few pages just left over in this book, and I thought it would be fun to put down a bunch of just my favorite things, so like vintage lace and ephemera and just like my favorite washies, my favorite little vellum bags and things like that. And I thought it was fun because it's like a little different than just a memory keeping page. It was just like, these are my favorites right now. So that was really fun. So yeah, I'll have a flip through of this. It ended up quite chunky, but I can tie it that shut, and it's still totally fine to be up on my fireplace. So there we go, guys. Well, we are going on 30 minutes here, so I should probably get going so I can hang out with my husband. Oh, I know. You know what? I haven't drank alcohol in, I'm pretty sure it's been over a year. I mean, maybe I've had a few sips here and there, but I used to drink actually a lot more, but I haven't in a long time. It makes me tired, and I don't like to be tired. So, you can totally make a junk journal. I know you can. You can do it. So, guys, yes. Oh, Rebecca, wait. You actually are local. Wait. I feel like I'm mixing you up. Wait. You live in Sandy? Or maybe I shouldn't say. Sorry. You're local, right? No, wait. I'm mixing you up. I don't know, guys. Anyways. So, oh, Ella, you just made your first junk journal. That is exciting. I remember my first junk journal, actually. I remember it. Text it. Okay, yeah. No, I don't know why I was mixing. Never mind. I know what I'm thinking now. But I wish you could come. So, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Oh, Jen, yes, I'm sorry. I'm going to sign off now, and so it should be up in a few minutes. But I definitely babbled on there in the beginning, so you might want to fast forward a bit. But I hope you guys have a lovely rest of the evening. Oh, is everything. I'm so sorry. It is almost over. We've been here for 30 minutes. I gotta go because I gotta go hang out with my husband. So, yeah, thank you guys for being here, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm tired. Okay, bye.